Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey and Spencer Hughes here on the Daybreak Show. Happy to have via Zoom video conference from the North Mason Chamber of Commerce, Pam Volz, and from the Shelton Mason County Chamber of Commerce, Heidi McCutcheon. Good morning, ladies. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good.
This is fun. This is exciting to have you both on here at the same time. NorthMasonChamber.com, MasonChamber.com. You guys have had to really kind of change the way you get information out to the members and pretty much the community at large lately. Heidi, let's start with you. What are some of the ways that you and Pam have worked in collaboration between the two chambers to get good information out to folks?
Yeah, so I think that this hit a lot more quickly than any of us anticipated to begin with. And Pam and I continue to joke that the new normal changed an hour ago, and we're just now learning about it. So we began doing regular webinars for our members and settled on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. So we'll continue to do those throughout the month of April and likely into May, probably, well, through the end of May. So we allow all of our members to pop on. We're bringing different experts, people that are familiar with an array of different things from how to navigate the CARES Act and unemployment, and we're already talking about who we can bring in to talk about social marketing and social media marketing and getting your inventory online so that we can really kind of give a full array of options to our business members.
Have you found, Pam, that a lot of your members in the North Mason Chamber of Commerce have been able to adapt to this kind of web conference video style form of communication to get information between each other?
Most of them have. They really have. They all of us kind of stumbled through a little bit at the beginning that we're not familiar with it, but it's become a mainstream of how to stay connected and how to get the information out to each other, and it's really worked out well.
Do you think either of you that set time Wednesdays at 4 has helped increase participation rather than kind of your normal monthly luncheons and things like that?
Well, what I found is that a lot of people have morning briefings, and so Pam and I both are on the Mason County Emergency Public Information webinar every morning at 9:30. There's a couple of other chambers, larger chambers that are doing continuous, Monday, Wednesday, Friday webinars, and so oftentimes those are in the morning or before noon, and then as the afternoon progresses. I think also by the time that 4 o'clock hits, people are kind of tired at looking out their makeshift office window and are ready to see some friendly faces, even if it is online.
What's going on with unemployment benefits, and how are you helping to navigate that with your members?
Well, again, that's an ever-changing thing. They're behind the 8 ball like everyone else, trying to speed things up and get things as streamlined as possible. Commissioner Susie Levine has been really instrumental in being out there on Zooms and just assuring people that they're moving as quickly as possible, and things are moving. People are getting their claims processed. We're not seeing the stimulus checks yet, but they're due this week, and they're upgrading their systems and their software so that they can make that happen quickly.
Heidi, yeah, go ahead.
So one of the things that we'll be talking about this week's webinar is the newly eligible people for unemployment. So sole proprietors, independent contractors, even people that were hired for a job but didn't work any hours are eligible for unemployment benefits for the first time ever. And then they also will qualify for an additional $600 a week that the pandemic unemployment insurance through the CARES Act has come up. So that is opening this Saturday for all newly eligible workers. And so we'll be focusing on how to set up a secure access Washington account, going through a checklist of here's the things that you should have ready for when you do hop on, because so many new users will likely be on there on Saturday, that the more prepared that you can be, the more likely you are to get qualified quickly, because if it pops you out, then you have to go back to the bottom of the line and wait until somebody actually can open it and take a better look at why did this person get rejected, what happened, and so on and so forth. So we're trying to help our members get as prepped as possible, so it's a smooth access to those benefits.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of the things they added to that, Jeff, was they added an eligibility checklist. So if they go to the esd.wa.gov and look for the eligibility checklist, they can be prepared and go through that checklist and see what they need to do.
Yeah, and we'll review that with everybody on the webinar also.
So these on Saturday, these are what are considered first-time filers, or is this another round of what could be also first-time filers from 2 weeks ago?
It'll be a combination first-time filers as well as first-time eligible, because typically, unless you're an employee and you're paying into unemployment insurance, you're not eligible to receive it. So this time, some people will be looking at their 1099s or their Schedule C to find out, what was their income that they took home last year. Some will be purely getting the minimum amount because they don't have a real way to calculate because they haven't yet received a paycheck. So again, somebody opens up their business, shows that they have, here's the paperwork saying I've opened my business, but then this happened and I haven't had a paycheck yet because my business wasn't making any money at that point. So there's a lot of different people that will begin on Saturday.
How are your members doing? The ones that have stayed open, that have been able to stay open through this, or even the ones that have shuttered down during this time, but still access the information you guys, I mean, what's the general mood from both those camps, from both of your chambers?
I guess I would say that they're making the adjustments. Some of them are adjusting their hours if they're essential and they are able to stay open. They're taking precautions, and others have, they've maybe closed down for a period of time and made adjustments to takeout or curbside pickup, and then they reopen with a new type of menu. And generally, I think they're just doing the best they can, and they're just finding ways to reach out and find out, what can I do for this? So we help with the promotion of that and help them get along. Yeah.
Some of our members have been closed for a month now and haven't yet qualified for these unemployment benefits. And so, they have bills to pay and mortgage and rent and even supplies and equipment that they have on a job site somewhere that they're not able to access right now. And so people are really doing what they can to keep the doors open. Thankfully, the state, again, is opening on Saturday for a lot of those people, and they will be retroed, get that retro payment. And so that will hopefully alleviate a lot of the stress. There's a lot of sleepless nights for our businesses right now.
I bet. So this Saturday, a webinar with the Shelton Mason County Chamber of Commerce and the North Mason Chamber members should have gotten...
Well, the webinar is on Wednesday, 4 o'clock.
Wednesday at 4
Yes.
o'clock. And members should have gotten that in the email that comes out from either of the chambers. Is that right?
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
if they haven't received the password or the login information, they can email either Pam and I, and we can get that to them.
All right. Well, that information is going to be then on this afternoon for folks at 4 o'clock. Heidi McCutcheon from the Shelton Mason County Chamber of Commerce at masonchamber.com. Pam Volz from the North Mason Chamber at northmasonchamber.com. When more information comes out to share with your members and to the community at large, let's get you both back on here to talk about this. Okay.
Very good. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Good to
Wonderful,
see
yeah.
you both.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.